Hi guys, welcome to Verbling. My name is Joe, and today we're going to be practicing improving our pronunciation by reading over a few news articles in Yahoo News. So if you're watching this right now, it's live. Go ahead and click the Join Class button, and we'll get started soon. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks, and you?
Hi, Joe.
I'm good, thanks. Is this your first time here?
Yes, it's the first time.
Alright, awesome. Okay, I think we'll get started then. So, hi guys, my name's Joe. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona in the United States. And today we're going to be practicing improving our pronunciation by looking over a few articles, and we're going to have people read some sections of those. And we should be able to, figure out some ways that you guys can improve your pronunciation. However, before we get into that, I'd like everybody to introduce themselves by saying your name, your country, and last, what you ate for breakfast. So I'll go first. My name is Joe from the United States, and for breakfast I ate a bowl of cereal. So first we'll start with Christoph.
Hi, Hi everyone, I'm Christophe Delalue from France, and I love eat in the morning. I love eat for breakfast cereal and milk.
Cereal and milk. Okay, that's what I ate too. All right, cool.
Cool.
Fabricio.
Hi.
Fabricio, are you there? Alright, I don't think Fabricio is there. Igor?
Yes, hi, my name is Igor. I'm from Moldova, Republic of Moldova, and for breakfast I eat usually cereals.
Cereal. Okay. Alright. Imain?
Yes, my name is Iman, and I come from France, and I don't eat breakfast in the morning.
Oh no, okay. Alright. Jamila?
Hello,
Hello.
I am Jarmila. I am from Czech Republic, and for breakfast I eat muesli with milk.
You eat, what do you eat? Mysterious milk?
Muesli is some cereals or.
Oh. Okay. Alright. Javi? Hello, Javi? Are you there? Alright. Juan?
Hello, my name is Pedro. For breakfast, I had bread with.
Sorry, Juan, continue.
Oh, for breakfast, I had chicken with bread.
Chicken with bread. Alright. Sounds pretty good. Maria? Or Mary? Can you hear us?
Yeah. I'm really from France. For breakfast, I used meat and tea.
You had what?
Milk or tea and tea.
And tea. Okay. Alright. That sounds good too. Norbert?
Oh, I am Norbert from Hungary, Europe, and I didn't have a breakfast because I woke up at 11 a.m.
Alright, I bet that was nice sleeping in. Selma? Selma. Okay, I don't think Selma is there. Fabricio?
Hello, I'm Fabricio from Argentina, and I had a cup of tea and cookies.
Cup of tea and cookies. Okay. Alright, that sounds good. Okay, so I think that's everybody. So welcome everybody. Like I said, today we're going to be improving our pronunciation, and the way we're going to do that is we're going to be picking out some news articles on Yahoo News, and you guys are going to read, two or three sentences, and then we're going to work together as a class to figure out what you could improve on, what words you could improve on for your pronunciation. So what I'm going to do is share my screen, and then once we find the first article, I will post the link in the Verbling chat. So I think we'll just start with the cover story. So this says, police up death toll to 254 or 45 in Brazil club fire. So I'm going to paste this link in the Verbling chat. And the Verbling chat isn't working very well for me. Is it working for you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so I must just be the only one. So go ahead, click on that link, open it up, and then we will get started. And if the link isn't working for you or you can't see it, I'll also have it opened up on my screen, so you can also look at that. But like I said, the way we're going to do this is, so I'm going to pick out a few sentences from this article, and one of you is going to read, and then after every sentence, so at the end of every sentence you'll stop, then we'll let you know if there are any words that you maybe mispronounced, or you could pronounce better. So we're going to try and figure out, what kind of sounds and what kind of words you need help with, or you need to improve. Okay, so we'll start at the very beginning. We'll do these three that I've highlighted. So a fire, and then police, and then that toll. So would somebody like to volunteer and start?
Yes,
Okay.
I would. Christoph. A fire swept through a crowded nightclub in southern Brazil early Sunday, killing at least 245 people and leaving at least 200 injured. Police and firefighters said. Police Maj
Okay, wait.
Leverson.
Sorry, can you stop right there? Because that way, because if you stop after each sentence, then we can, let you know about that sentence. Okay, so did anybody hear anything that maybe he could improve on?
Pronunciation.
Yeah, yeah. As far as pronunciation goes, I only heard one thing, and that was this word right here, crowded.
Crowded.
There you go. Perfect. Okay, that's it. And so, one other thing, sorry, before you continue. If the word that the person that's reading says again, and you guys want to say it again too, feel free just to repeat it, after I repeat it. So, first one is crowded.
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 Perfect. Okay. Because that'll help you too. Even though you might not know if that word's difficult for you, but if you say it after me, then that's going to leave a better chance of you pronouncing it correctly in the future. So, okay, now will you continue, please?
I continue.
Yes.
Okay. Police Maj Cleberson Breda told local news media that the 245 bodies were brought forth in identification to a gymnasium in the city of Santa Maria.
Good. Okay. Did anybody hear anything there?
For me, I think it was brought.
Brought. Okay, can you repeat that word? Brought? Bodies were brought.
Bodies were brought.
Yeah, okay, so, yeah, I guess I could kind of see there. So here, try repeating this after me. Brought.
Brought.
There you go. I think that was good. And then the only other word I heard was identification, which it's a long word, so do it in parts. Identification.
Identification.
There you go. Identification. Perfect. Okay, and then the last or the next one, please.
Yes. And the second one after identification to a gymnasium.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's good. To a gymnasium. Uh-huh.
Gymnasium, okay. To a gymnasium. That toll apparently would make it the deadliest nightclub fire in more than a decade.
Okay. Good. So did anybody hear anything there?
Deadliest.
Deadliest.
Yes, good. Okay, so can you say that word one more time? Deadliest.
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 Perfect. All of
Deadliest.
those were perfect. Deadliest.
Deadliest.
And then the only last one was at the last part I think you skipped a word. The last part it says more than a decade.
More than a decade.
There you go. Okay, does anybody know what that ringing noise is? Okay, it stopped. So, okay, thank you for reading, whoever read. I can't see. Who was that read?
Christoph.
Christoph, yes.
Christoph, thank you, Christoph. Okay.
Can I be the next one?
Yeah, hold on. Sorry, one sec before we move on. You can be the next one. Does anybody have any questions about any of the vocabulary here? What was?
Tall.
Yes.
Okay, toll, and then what's the other one? I can't hear you very well. Could you?
Deadliest.
Deadliest. Okay, deadliest. Okay.
The decade.
Oh, decade.
Yes.
Decade. Okay. Okay. So toll is like a fee you have to pay. So, like for example, let's say that the government, or let's say I don't know, your government just built a bridge that goes from one island to another island. So when you drive on that bridge, you might have to pay a bridge toll. It's like it's just like a it's kind of like a tax. It's kind of like a payment. But in this case, the toll okay, so in this case, actually, it's referring to the toll as in the number of people that were killed. So that toll apparently would make it the deadliest nightclub. So here it's referring to, that number, that toll, that number of people. So that toll, that 245, apparently would make it the deadliest nightclub fire in more than a decade. So in this case, this toll is referring to the number. Like it's a number. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And then decade. So a decade is a span of 10 years. So, every 10 years, that's a decade. So 10 years is one decade. 2 years is 2 decades. Or, sorry, 20 years is 2 decades. 30 years is 3 decades. So it just refers to like a span of time. So when it says more than a decade, it says, more than 10 years.
Okay.
Any other questions?
What about swept?
Swept. Sorry, where
A
is...
fire swept, the first sentence.
Okay, thank you. A fire swept. Okay, so So whenever do you guys know what a broom is? Broom, like BROOM? No. Okay.
In your
Um,
house.
Yeah. So it's this action. So a broom is when the floor is dirty and you're trying to clean it. So you sweep. This is sweeping, this action. Sweeping with a broom. So swept is the past tense. So, I swept the ground. So that's what that means. And so a fire swept is like a fire swept and came in. Kind of like if it were a broom, it swept in.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Any other words that you guys are not sure about or you'd like me to define?
Crowded.
What is it? Crowded? Crowded.
Yes. Crowded.
Crowded. Yes. Okay. So fire swept through a crowded. So crowded is when there are a lot of people. So in a nightclub, I don't know, picture it at like 1 in the morning, there's going to be like 500 people and there's really only supposed to be like 400 because that's how many people the building can hold. So that means that people are going to be, packed like sardines. It's going to be really crowded.
Okay. Understand.
Any others?
No.
Okay. So we'll move on. So we'll do these 3. So who was it that wanted to read next?
I was Norbert.
Okay, Norbert, you can go with Breda.
Okay. Ryder said the club had only one working exit, and the majority of victims died trampled in an attempt to flee.
Okay. Anything there that Norbert could improve on?
Trampled.
Trampled.
Good. Okay, that was good, yeah. Any others? I think the only other one that I think you might want to repeat is attempt.
Attempt.
Yeah, it's attempt.
Attempt. Okay.
There you go. Perfect. Okay. Continue, please.
The cause of the blaze was still under investigation, but authorities told local reporters that fireworks, perhaps shot off by the band, erupted in the midst of the performance and one hit the roof.
Okay. Good. Anything there that Norbert could improve on?
Fireworks. Fireworks.
Okay.
Erupted.
So wait, okay. Let's start with authorities.
Authorities?
Authorities, yeah. No,
Authorities.
authorities. So same, if anybody else thinks that might be a difficult word for them, just repeat it after me. Authorities.
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 Perfect.
Authorities.
Okay, and then the next word, fireworks.
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 Good, okay. Erupted.
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 Good. Yeah, so it's just after any of these words, while throughout this entire class, when I'm repeating words, feel free to repeat them too, because that'll help you remember them better. Okay, and then I think performance.
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 Good. Okay, yeah, performance. That was good.
Performance.
Okay, good job, Norbert. Continue, please.
Michel Schneid, a 22-year-old cashier, told local news media that people began to shout fire, setting off the stampede.
Good. Did anybody hear anything there?
Told on setting.
Sorry, what was that?
Told on setting.
Told and setting. Okay. Okay. Norbert, can you say told one more time?
Told.
Perfect.
Told. Yes. Setting.
Yeah, setting. Okay, so I think those are good.
To shout.
To shout.
For me, 2.
To
2
shout.
was a bit strange.
2.
22.
22. Okay, yeah. Norbert, can you say 22?
22.
Perfect. I think that was good. And then, yeah, to shout.
Shout. To shout.
Perfect. Okay, I think that was good. Does anybody have any questions about this vocabulary? Would anybody like me to pronounce any of these words one more time? Trampled. Trampled is, so picture this. So let's say that, I don't know, who's somebody famous? Okay, let's say Messi is shopping at the mall. Or if you don't know who Messi is, somebody famous is shopping at the mall. And, you know, he's buying new shoes at the Nike outlet store. And so he's coming out of the store, and then all of a sudden, you know, hundreds of people are rushing to go talk to him, and you fall down and everybody steps on you. That means that you just got trampled by all of those people.
Okay.
What about erupted?
Erupted. Okay, so erupted is kind of like a volcano. Volcanoes erupt. That's the verb that's used with them. In this case, the cause of the blaze, told her that fire, perhaps shot off by the band, erupted in the midst of the performance. So erupted is kind of like it set off. It launched. It just randomly erupted. It randomly let off. Fired off. Fired off is probably good. Kind of like, because it's talking about fireworks here, so fireworks erupted. So like picture fireworks just randomly start shooting off in the air. So you could describe that by saying they erupted, which is what they did.
And the last word, stampede.
Stampede. Okay, so it's pronounced stampede. And stampede is it's usually usually used to describe horses. So let's say that there are 20 horses running together through the forest. You could call that a stampede. That's a stampede of horses. So setting off the stampede. So here, when it says setting off the stampede, it's using the word stampede not to refer to horses, but to refer to people.
Okay.
Setting off.
What was that? Setting off?
Yeah, setting off.
Setting off. Okay, so setting off is to like, like start it, to, like let's say you're in a race, like you're running a 5K, a 5 kilometer race, and somebody shoots the gun, they're setting it off. So they're basically beginning it. They're starting it. They're saying, okay, go. So setting off is, basically the starting process, like beginning the process.
Oh, okay. And blaze, the cause of the blaze.
Of blaze? The cause of the blaze. Okay, so cause, I'm sure you already know what that means, like what started it, kind of like setting off, what set off, what caused this fire. So blaze is just another word for fire.
Okay.
Good. Any other questions?
No.
No. Okay. So we'll move on. Let's do these next three. Okay, would somebody else like to volunteer that has not read?
I want to.
Okay.
Okay, wait. So we have two people, so we'll have the first person that said that, and then whoever said next, you can go after.
Okay. Many people run for the bathroom and wound up dying suffocated, he said. The newspaper Diario de Santa Maria reported that the fire started at around 2 a.m. at the Kiss nightclub in the city at the southern tip of Brazil, near the borders with Argentina and Uruguay.
Okay. Can you stop right there?
Yes.
Thank you. So is there anything that he can improve on?
Bathrooms and wound up.
Okay, so going up here to bathrooms. So the th, it's a so it's bathrooms.
Bathrooms.
Perfect. What was the other one?
Wound up.
Oh, okay. And wound up.
Wound up.
Perfect.
Pronounce again, please.
Wound up.
Wound up. Wound up.
Wound up.
Good. Wound up, yeah. And then I know you said the newspaper. So this is in Spanish, so you probably didn't know obviously how to pronounce it, but it's Diario de Santa Maria.
Diario. Diario?
Yeah,
Diario.
Diario.
Diario de Santa
Diario de
Maria.
Santa Maria.
Diario de Santa Maria.
Pretty close. That was close.
Reported, can you pronounce?
Yeah, reported.
Reported. Reported.
Reported. Perfect.
Reported.
So same thing, if you guys want to, you can pronounce these words after us. Reported.
Reported.
And then, this other word, southern.
Southern.
Yeah, so the TH is a little bit difficult, but look at it, look at the word, or try not to look at the word, so listen to the pronunciation. Southern.
Southern.
Southern. So it's two syllables. There you go. Southern.
Southern. Southern. Southern.
Here, wait, try doing this. So don't look at the word, so say sa.
So.
Sa, there you go. Okay, sa, and then thern.
Thern.
There we go. Now say sa, thern.
Southern. Southern.
So,
Southern.
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 Okay, so okay, so
Southern.
just do it in the two syllables. Try not to think about the TH. Just think of it that it's spelled a different way. So do the first syllable, sa,
Sa.
okay, and thern.
Vern.
No, it's thern like
Can you write in chat
yeah, I can write it
transcript or how to say?
like phonetically. So sa, thern, kind of like this. So the sa.
In another chat.
Oh, sorry. So it's like this. Southern.
Southern.
There you go. Perfect.
Southern. Southern.
Perfect.
Southern.
Southern. There you go. Good. I think that, yeah, that was good by everybody. Southern.
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 Southern. Southern.
There you go. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's a difficult word. The TH is difficult because it's a weird noise that you make with your tongue. But yeah, so just try and, break it up into the syllables like we did. Sa and thern.
Southern. Southern.
There you go.
Southern.
Southern.
Southern. Southern.
Good. Okay. Now can you read the next sentence, please?
Ezekiel. I don't know how. Ezekiel Kurt Real, 23, was quoted by the paper as saying that he helped people to escape. I just got out because I'm very strong, he said.
Good. Okay, so other than the difficult name, is there anything that he could improve on?
Quoted. How quoted to pronounce?
Quoted.
Quoted. Quoted.
Quoted.
Good.
Helped. Helped. How to pronounce?
Helped.
Helped. Helped.
Yep. Okay, okay, so now, thank you for reading. Now, are there any words that you guys would like me to pronounce again, or any words you'd like me to define?
Quoted.
Quoted.
Okay, sorry, first quoted and then the next question. So, quoted is pronounced like that, quoted.
Quoted.
And
Quoted.
what it means is it's like what somebody said. So, if somebody wanted to quote me, they might say Joe was quoted because he said "sa" learn. Pronounce it by the syllables. So that's quoting. It's like it's right here. So here these things are called quotes. The two dots, and then it says, you know, the dialogue, what somebody said. So quote, I just got out because I'm very strong. Unquote, he said. So that's quoting him. So quoting is taking their exact words and, you know, putting them in parentheses. And then somebody else had a question?
Good enough.
Good enough. Where is that? Wait, did you say wound up?
Yes, it's one up.
Okay, wound up. Okay, so many people ran for the bathrooms and wound up dying, suffocated. Okay, so wound up means like turning out. So like, let's say, for example, I say, oh, hey guys, you know, we're gonna go to the movies later tonight. If you want to come, just, you know, give me a call. And then, you know, we go to the movies and the movies are closed. So we end up going to the mall to hang out. So then, you know, if I talk to my friend later, he might say, hey, what'd you guys do? What'd you guys end up doing? Then I could say, oh, the movie was closed, so we wound up going to the mall. So wound up is like, it's kind of hard to explain. People ran for the bathrooms and wound up dying. So like people ran for the bathroom, so they went to the bathroom, and then, you know, they wound up dying. As in, like, it turned out that this happened. So like something happened, like they were trying to escape, but even though they got to the bathrooms, they wound up dying suffocated. So even though they did this, they tried to escape, this event still happened. They tried escaping from the smoke, but the smoke still got to them. So they wound up dying because of the smoke. So the smoke wound up coming and finding them, basically. I know that probably, did that confuse you, or do you understand?
It confuses me.
It confused you. Okay.
Is it the verb is wind here? Is it?
Yeah.
The original form of this verb is wind. Or?
Yeah, you're right. Wind.
Wind. Okay, thank you.
Wind. Okay. I'm trying to.
I understand the meaning as I mean, I understand your explanation, but I still have to think about it.
Yeah, no, it's difficult. You could also use ended up. So here it says many people ran for the bathrooms and ended up dying suffocated. Another one is they use this a lot with death. So like 25 people wound up dying at the club. So it's kind of like it's hard to think of it. I mean, like you could think of it as in like when they got to the club, there were 25 people. So like let's say you know, you're a police officer, you're at the station, and somebody calls you and says, hey, there's a fire at the club, at our club, and I think people are dying, we really need firefighters, please come. So then the police officer says, okay, we're gonna get there. So when they got that call, nobody had died so far, but when they get there, you know, time has gone on, so some people have died. So, you know, even though they got there within a quick period of time, a short period of time, people still wound up dying. So, like, it still happened.
Okay. In spite of their efforts. Okay.
Exactly, in spite of their efforts.
But it's the same word as wound. You can have a wound on your skin, right? It's the same word.
Oh, you can have a wound.
Wound. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Wound. It's spelled the same way.
Yeah.
So it's pronounced differently. This one's wound, and the other one is wound.
Wound.
Yeah. Good. Good question. Okay, any other questions?
Suffocated.
Suffocated. Okay, so if somebody were to come up to you and grab you by the neck and squeeze really tightly, you wouldn't be able to breathe. You would be suffocating. That person would be suffocating you. And if you died, then they would say he or she was suffocated. So it's when you can't breathe. So to suffocate is when you don't have enough air, or, you know, in this case, oxygen. So, yeah, so when you can't breathe, basically. Good question. Any other questions? Okay.
Southern tip. What is mean? Southern tip.
Okay, so southern tip.
Yes.
So southern means, okay, so let's think of Chile. Do you know where Chile is?
Yes, country.
Yes, okay. So Chile is really long and skinny. So since it runs, you know, it runs north and south, because it's kind of like a pencil. It has a northern tip and a southern tip. Southern just means at the very bottom of the country, the part in the south, like the last part of Chile, that's the southern tip of Chile. So in this case, with Brazil, we've got the southern tip that runs next to Paraguay, or it's actually next to Uruguay, sorry, and also next to Argentina. So the part, it's the southernmost part. So if you were in Brazil and you stayed in Brazil and you drove your car south down towards Uruguay, and you kept driving until you were outside, until you were almost to Uruguay, that would be the southern tip of Brazil. Does that make sense?
Yes.
No.
No. Okay, I will show you a map to clarify. Okay. So this is
southern point. Can
southern
you say
point. Yep, southern point, southern tip. Southern tip is more common than southern point. But so look, this is Brazil. So right here, so notice how this is kind of like, you know, it's big over here and then it gets smaller and skinnier. So this is kind of like a tip. That's what it's called, a southern tip. Because here's the country, and so if you go north, this is north, this is west, western tip. This is the eastern tip. This is the southern tip. So what I was saying about Chile was, here's Chile, runs along right here. So, you know, wherever the southernmost tip is going to be, you know, around here. And the northern tip is going to be right here. So it's like when a piece of land gets very skinny, that's a tip. And then southern just refers to the direction. So the direction is southern. The direction is eastern. The direction is western. So, you know, you just take the cardinal directions. So you have north, west, east, and south. And when you're trying to refer to, like, when you want to make it an adjective, you say southern, you add ERN, northern, western, eastern. So you add the ERN, and that makes it an adjective. Does that make sense now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Any other questions?
No.
No.
Okay. So we'll move on to the next. So here are 3 sentences. So, would somebody like to volunteer to read that has not read yet?
I would like to read.
Or actually, wait, I think somebody was going to go. Because we had 2 people volunteer for the last one, and I told him he could go after. Do you still want to go? Whoever that was. I don't know who that was. Okay, I think he left. So whoever just said you would like to read, you can read.
Okay. Police estimated 900 people were in the club when the fire broke out. The fire led President Dilma Rousseff to cancel a series of meetings she had scheduled at the summit of Latin American and European leaders in Chile's capital of Santiago and was headed to Santa Maria according to the Brazilian Foreign Ministry.
Okay, good. Stop right there. Did anybody hear anything he could improve on?
Foreign.
Which word?
Foreign. Foreign
Foreign.
Ministry.
Yeah, foreign.
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 Good. Yeah, so if that word's kind of difficult because it looks weird, but it's pronounced like this. Foreign.
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 Good. Okay. And any other words?
Scheduled. Can you pronounce?
Where is it?
She
Scheduled.
had scheduled.
Oh, scheduled. Yes, that was the word I was going to point out. It's pronounced scheduled.
Schedule.
Scheduled.
Yeah, so one thing that I've noticed with Spanish speakers is that in front of S words, a lot of Spanish speakers put an eh. So like when they're reading it, this is what you did too. You said she had a scheduled. So just try not to do that because that can mess up your pronunciation. But it's she had scheduled at a summit.
She had scheduled.
Scheduled.
There you go. Scheduled.
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 Scheduled. Scheduled.
Scheduled.
Scheduled.
Scheduled.
Yeah, just like that. Scheduled. Good.
Scheduled.
Scheduled.
Okay. I think that was it. Okay, continue, please.
It is a tragedy for all of us. I am not going to continue in the meeting in Chile for very clear reasons, she said.
Good. Okay, I don't think I heard anything there. Thank you for reading. Does anybody have any... Are there any words you guys would like me to repeat or define?
Tragedy. Tragedy. Hello.
Which one?
Tragedy.
Tragedy. Yeah, so that's pronounced like this. Tragedy.
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 So, if you want me to define it too, it is a tragedy. So it another way, it just means something sad.
Very sad.
Yeah, very sad, very sad. Uh-huh.
I have a question about the word summit. It's a meeting, right? But it's a different kind of meeting. It's not a business meeting. It's not the kind of meeting you have at work. It's like an international meeting or a large meeting, or what kind of meeting is it? A summit.
I'm going to look that up because I've never. You're right. It says any meeting or conference of top-level officials, executives, etc. So a meeting or conference of heads of state, especially to conduct diplomatic negotiations and ease international tensions. So I guess a summit meeting, or also called just a summit, refers to when some of the highest powers in the government are meeting to conduct diplomatic negotiations. So basically to ease international tensions. So to make sure that international friendships are
preserved.
Yeah, are exactly are preserved. Yeah, and just to make sure that they're going well, that they're on good terms, basically.
I see.
Good question. Any other questions?
No.
No.
Okay. Then we will move on. Okay. So let's see. We'll do these 4. Okay. So would anybody like to volunteer?
I will try.
Okay.
Okay. Sad Sunday tweeted Tarso Genero, the governor of the southern state of Rio Grande do Sul. He said all possible action was being taken and that he would be in the city later in the day.
Okay. Did anybody hear anything there that she could improve on?
Tweeted.
tweeted, maybe? Yeah, tweeted.
Tweeted.
Good. I think that was probably it. I didn't hear anything else. So, good. Okay, you can move on to the next one.
Santa Maria is a university city with a population of around 250,000.
Okay. Did anybody hear anything there?
Quarter.
Yeah, quarter. You could say quarter. No, actually, no. Just quarter. Just quarter.
Quarter.
Yeah,
Quarter.
quarter. I say like you could say quarter.
Quarter.
Yeah,
Quarter.
quarter.
Okay.
Quarter.
Okay. Quarter.
Good.
Quarter.
Perfect. Okay. Will you move on to the next, please?
A welding accident reportedly set off the 25th of December 2000. Yes, a fire at a club in Luoyang, China, killing 309.
Good. Okay. So the one thing I did hear there was so with this, a lot of people have trouble. So it's December, like you said, and then we
Yes.
say 25th.
Yes, yes, 25th.
Good. Yeah. No. So those ones are hard. You just kind of have to memorize them, like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, etc. But yeah,
Yes.
25th.
25th.
Good. Okay. Did anybody hear anything else?
Welding.
Working.
Welding.
Welding.
Perfect. Anything else? Okay. One thing, killing 309. Since we know the context of this, we might say, like when you're reading it, you might say killing 309 people, even though people isn't
Okay.
written. That's just you don't need to, obviously, because it says killing 309. So that's just like an optional thing. It's same like with dollars.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, continue, please.
At least 194 people died at an overcrowded working-class nightclub in Buenos Aires, Argentina, in 2004.
Okay, did anybody hear anything there?
Died.
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 Good. Anything else?
Overcrowded.
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 Good. Okay, good. Anything else? Okay, I think that's it. Good job. Thank you for reading. Does anybody have any questions about vocabulary or anything that you'd like me to repeat, pronounce?
Tweeted.
Tweeted. Is that a question about the definition of tweeted or to tweet?
About definition.
Okay, so if you're, I don't know if you are, but the social network Twitter, so on that I guess you tweet and stuff. I don't use it, so I don't know it very well, but this is the past tense of the verb to tweet. And to tweet is just to write something on your Twitter.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So, if you were to go to Twitter and, I don't know, maybe search through the hashtags, or search for this guy, then you could find it. But if you look on Twitter, which I'm pulling up right now, okay, I guess I can't look at anything because I don't have one. But when people write things, they tweet. They tweet other people, I guess. I don't know. But it just means using that social network and to write this. So he probably tweeted something. So on his account, he wrote. It's kind of like making a Facebook status.
Yeah, but you don't say Facebooked. He Facebooked something. So how did it become a verb?
How did it become a verb? That, well, okay, so Twitter is the social network. To tweet is the thing that you do. That's what they I don't know, they coined that term when they made the social network site. Um, but for example, yeah, so that's how that came about. You know, you tweet people. It's the thing that you do on that website. So I'm guessing, you know, they just came up with that verb when they created the website, and it just spread around, and now everybody uses it. They even have it in Spanish. It's like tuitear, I think. So, yeah, so in Facebook, you're right. You don't say Facebook, but you could also say Facebook stalked. You could say wrote, I guess. Yeah, okay, I guess you're right. There isn't really a verb.
Facebook stat, or what did you say? Facebook
Yeah. Facebook stalked. I mean, that's using, yeah.
Okay.
Tweet, it is the sound of a little bird. You know, for Twitter, their logo, it's a little bird. So means tweet, it is the sound which the little bird is.
Exactly. Youssef, you said it perfectly. Thank you. So yeah, so he was just saying, you know, birds, the noise that they make is that they chirp or they tweet. So
okay.
yeah, chirp as in
I know. Yeah,
Okay.
I know that word. Yeah.
Okay, any other questions?
A welding accident.
Welding accident. Okay, so I'm gonna just Google welding to show you what it looks like because I can't describe it very well.
It's something you do in the mechanic.
Yeah, it's kind of like in mechanics or like this is welding.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like
Sparkles of electricity.
no, they're like they're sparks.
Sparks. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, that's okay. So like they're welding things together, so they're like melting metal together.
Yes, a welding accident. What is meant?
Oh, a welding accident. So I don't know, let's say let's see what it says again. A welding accident reportedly set off at December 25th, 2000 fire at a club. Okay, so let's say, I don't know, in China, let's say downstairs they're welding I don't know, like new pipes into the club underground for irrigation, for water. And they're welding, and then all of a sudden, you know, they mess up, and the welder drops his, I don't know what it's called, the tool that he uses, and it sets his newspaper on fire that he was reading for lunch. And then, you know, it starts the whole place on fire. Something like that. It's just a welding accident, you know, something went wrong, and so it started a fire.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Welding, is it soldering?
What was that?
Soldering.
Soldering. Yeah, that's the same thing. So let's see if I can show you a picture. Soldering. So it's spelled like this. Soldering. So this is like kind of, it's like miniature welding. So like when you need to like put two wires together, solder, I don't know. You can solder a lot of things. Like here, for example, it looks like, I don't know, like a motherboard or something that goes into a computer. So yes, that's called soldering. It looks like soldering, but it's pronounced soldering.
Soldering.
Soldering. Good. Okay, any other questions?
Can I read next?
Yes, of course. So I'm gonna highlight, let's see, these two. Okay, so I think that's it. So, yes, will you read these two last sentences, please?
A brave at the land force nature in term, Russia broke out on December 5th, 2009, when an indoor fireworks display emitted a plastic sailing decorated with French killing 102.
Okay, wait, can you read this last part? I couldn't hear you very well. Can you read that last part where it says fireworks display ignited?
Fireworks display emitted a plastic sailing decorated with branch, killing 152.
Good. Okay. Anything that she could improve on?
Russia.
Branches.
Russia.
Okay. Russia.
Russia.
Good. What was the next thing?
United.
Branches.
Okay. Ignited. So try not to look at the word. Same thing. Ignited.
Ignited.
Perfect. So ignited.
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 Good. Okay, and then plastic.
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 Good.
Plastic.
And then this word looks weird, but it's pronounced ceiling.
Ceiling.
Yeah, so that's, obviously the roof, like inside a house. When you look up, you're looking at the ceiling. And then the last one was branches. So you didn't, it's plural, branches.
Branches.
Yeah,
Branches.
good. Okay. Will you continue reading, please?
Okay. In 1912, fire in the US state of Rhode Island in 2003 killed 100 people after pyrotechnics used as the stage brought by the
80s.
1980s rock band Great White Take a Place, cheap sound proofing on the wall and ceiling.
Good. Okay. So a few things. Since we only have 4 minutes, I'm going to try and go through these quickly. So this is pronounced US. Good. Then this is pronounced, this word, I know it looks like island, but it's pronounced
Island.
island. So the S is silent.
Island.
Good. Island.
Ireland.
Island.
Then this word is difficult. It looks, you've probably never seen it before, but
Pyrotechnic.
there you go. Perfect. Pyrotechnics.
Pyrotechnics.
Pyrotechnics. Yeah, I said that wrong. So here, say it one more time. Pyrotechnics.
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 Yeah, okay, good. And then this looked difficult, but it's actually easier than you think. So if you take off the S, then it reads 1980. Now, if we're referring to that decade, so, 1980 to 1989, that's the 1980 decade. So, the shorthand of that is 1980s.
1980s.
Yeah, so, all you do is add an S onto it, and then, put the beginning year. So, 1990, then if you want that decade, you'll say 1990s, add an S, or, 1950s, 1960s. So this one is just 1980s. And then, I think this word, I'm not sure, Great White.
Great White.
Perfect. And then ablaze.
Ablaze.
Perfect. I think the rest was good. Soundproofing. Yeah, this word right here, soundproofing.
Soundproof.
Yeah, okay. Good. Alright, thank you for reading.
And last one, foam.
Oh, foam.
A foam.
Yeah, good. Foam. Okay, does anybody have any questions about any of the vocabulary or anything you'd like me to pronounce again?
Ablaze.
Ablaze. Okay, so
You put
ablaze.
an A in front. Ablaze.
Yeah,
And it's different.
Yeah, exactly. So you put an A front to set ablaze, to set on fire is the same thing. So to ignite it, to set it on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Other question?
Ignited.
Ignited is to set on fire.
Uh-huh.
So let's say I have a lighter. Ignited. Where is ignited is just to set on fire. So like, like let's say that there's a car and somebody, throws oil on it and sets it on fire. Or gas. Sorry, not oil. Gas. If somebody puts gas on it and then throws a match, they just ignited it.
Okay.
Foam.
Foam. Soundproofing foam. I'm gonna type that in to show you. Soundproofing. So this is soundproofing foam. This is what it looks like. But it's like to keep it soundproof.
Easily ignited. Or it's easy to ignite, I guess.
Yes, it's very flammable is the word.
Flammable.
You could easily ignite it because it's very flammable. Good.
Flammable.
Okay, if you guys haven't, I have to go because I have to start the next class. But if you guys have any more questions about pronunciation, any other words, you can contact me through my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/joeverbling. So just go onto Facebook, like it, and then you can write on my wall and write, hey, how do you pronounce this word? And I can try and maybe do a voice recording for you, or I can direct you to a site that has voice recordings. But I hope that helped you guys. Thank you guys for coming, and maybe I'll see you in the next class.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
See you.